Hello?
Hello. Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, perfect, perfect. How's your day?
It's been good. Past Chinese New Year, so we don't have work.
Yeah, nice,
How about you?
nice. Yeah, everything's good, everything's good. It's the middle of the day at the moment, working currently as well. Preparing some of the materials for master classes and such. So yeah, but yeah, tell me,
Oh,
what's the latest news just regarding your games? Maybe did you have time to play? I see that you played some Psylocke. Yeah, I mentioned that you won quite a few. So how
yeah.
that went for you?
It's been okay. It's my first time trying Psylocke right now, so
Mhm.
I'm not. Most of the time, I'm not really sure what to do. I just run around and I don't know. I feel like in most of the games, even if we won, I was just being carried by the team.
Us?
And I'm not
Mhm.
sure like how to make impact with her.
Yeah, makes sense to me. Yeah, we can go with that potentially. It just all depends on your long-term goals, to be honest. Just to make sure that you will be the most effective in terms of just climbing the ranks or just whatever you want your long-term goals. Then yeah, we can adjust. Let's see. Actually, just what your goals are. I'm gonna open up the form and read what you mentioned there. Is that sounds good with you?
Yeah, sure thing.
Okay, perfect. In terms of your expectations, you're just hoping to learn some basics and have a plan of what and how to improve. Yeah, makes sense. We're gonna get that and summarize, just see what kind of goals you can have for the long term and your long term goals. Actually, you would love to reach EM, but overall would just like to improve even bit by bit. Makes sense. You think that you need to work on your game sense and aim. Can you elaborate on that? What do you struggle with exactly in terms of game sense and aim so far?
Regarding game sense, uh, sometimes I'm not really sure like what to do. Like I see, for example, when the teams clash and the tanks are fighting each other. I don't know if I should go around. I don't know when I should be going around and going flanking, or if I should just be behind the tank and shooting.
Battery
Uh,
low.
Yeah.
there are
Mm-hmm.
times when I'm not sure like how to make more impact or have a bigger role in fights. And regarding aim, it's the first time I've played a game like this, so my tracking kind of is pretty bad.
That's
And
okay.
a lot of times I'm not sure if I wanted to ask that as well. Like for example, on Psylocke or in other like when I play example Hela or even tanks, I'm not sure if I should be holding down the attack button and trying to track, or should I be tracking and then clicking the mouse whenever I feel like it would be a good time to shoot.
Yeah, exactly. Clicking, like you're saying, clicking the mouse at the right time. You need to do some micro readjustments with your crosshair placement, and your crosshair placement highly dependent not just on your mechanics with how you move your mouse around, but it's mostly based on first your position and second your game sense as well. Actually, if you're able to anticipate where the enemy is gonna go based on their movement, yeah, like in a football, I can watch them move where if, for example, if I watch their legs a little bit more, I can anticipate where the ball is gonna go instead of looking at the ball, if that makes sense. And it's kind of similar
Yeah.
in this game. You can try to anticipate certain movement. If we able to read abilities and such, then your crosshair placement is gonna be better. It's not like top tier players; they just purely good with the reactions. It's mostly about first positioning, game sense. Second, that is something we're gonna improve on first, for sure, to be able to aim. Of course, there are some specifics about the aim too, which we can adjust, but yeah, the crosshair placement, and then you want to click after trigger discipline. This is what you wanna do, and especially with those more mechanical characters like Psylocke, for example, I think it's gonna be important. We can talk about a little bit more about the mechanics too. So that's so good. All right, yeah, I'm just
Yeah,
curious.
it sounds great.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Let's do that. And you, also mentioned that you currently sell one, prefer DPS but usually flags, especially if our team seems to need it. Okay, so this one, it's gonna be giving you the highest rank boost so far. This needs to be fixed as soon as possible if your long-term goals are GM. Again, always prioritize what do you enjoy more. Let's say you enjoy playing flags, then it's fine. However, if you think about playing multiple roles, there are some downsides. Actually, what do you think? What are the pros and cons of playing multiple roles? Can you
Oh,
think
I'm
about of any?
like I'm guessing I don't master the role as well, but
Mhm.
like the cons would be like, so instead of focusing on one, I'm distributing my time learning all three roles. But I guess a pro is that I don't know, the teams are uh balanced, or I don't know, my teammates are happier. I guess I don't I'm not really sure.
Yeah, of course. They might be not happy with you. It's gonna happen a lot of times. They will ask you to switch and such, but is it gonna help you to win more games long term? Or are we just trying to fix, kind of switch for the short term solutions and playing multiple characters? Is it gonna do a lot uh, to us? Yeah, is it gonna help to improve in the long term wise? Yeah, because you have to, if you play multiple characters, then we have to learn a lot of micros, and especially with the limited playtime you have. So you mentioned you play 1-2 hours per week. It's gonna be almost impossible to
Oh no,
improve.
it's a day, one to
Oh,
two hours a
to
day.
week, yeah. Still, oh, sorry, per day. Yeah, I don't know why I say week. Yeah, so even a day, so it's not a deal, right? Because we're trying
Yeah.
to basically, I'd say you well, I would just say in general, because there are too many micros to learn, and there's one thing, because there are many characters, but there's also another thing. If you play multiple heroes, if you play multiple roles, then you might build conflicting habits too. For instance, as a tank, you need to be engaging a lot on absorbing pressure, where on support, for example, you need to follow up on what the tank is doing. And imagine you play 10 games on tank and then you swap to support, your habits will transition towards the support. So you even making it worse in a way. You just, it's not even like the progressing sometimes, it might be even regressing in some ways too. So that is something what I want you to keep an eye on.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, so the most ideal way is pick a role. So that's what I would recommend. Pick a role and try to play that role as much as possible. And within the role, you need to be having around 2 characters for now is just enough. It's gonna be enough for you, and there's gonna be plenty. I can even recommend just locking one character too. It's fine, but maybe just in case the character is not there for you, maybe you realize situation calls for something else as well. Again, based on the bigger picture, based on your comp, based on the enemy comp, based on the map, then you swap, but not based on what your team says, because we want to focus on what we can control, and it's always easier to control the game if you know how to play the character and if you're comfortable on the character. So if your team calls, yeah, you need tank, but you never played tank, well, yes, it might even solve some short term. It might solve the game in short term. You might win it actually too. But what about the long term? Are we actually playing this tank for multiple games? Yeah, and if we think about like statistics wise, 100 games, and who is gonna do better? This guy who played 100 games Psylocke only, or us maybe swapping every 2 games or every 3 games and playing multiple characters? The answer is for any kind of game like Marvel Rivals, and that's what a lot of people been experiencing in Overwatch. I have 7 years experience in coaching Overwatch as well. It's been the same issue. Player A, who's playing their role and their character, they learn faster and they climb faster compared to player B, who's constantly swapping between roles as well. So
I see. Yeah.
yeah, but again, I would not kind of just hard lock on something because the game is still new. You can adapt. Yeah, you can make the decisions to just maybe swap something for the long term, but make sure it's decisive. Yeah, you can be like, okay, maybe this role DPS or maybe this specific character is not fun for me anymore. Let's try to play something else. Maybe let's try to swap to maybe Moon Knight. Let's say you're bored of Psylocke. Well, let's play Moon Knight now. Or maybe let's play. But it's gonna be you'll learn some decision, and it's not gonna be based on what your teammates say right now. And you're never gonna meet those teammates in reality a lot of times in next games, and it's just not worth it. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Also regarding that, I wanted to ask, would you recommend turning off chat or?
Yes, for sure. You can turn off chat. If it's influencing your performance, then yes, because 99% of value is your performance, and the other, well, of course, it's not exact accurate number, but it's just to show kind of that this is really important. Most of your value comes of your performance, not the comms or not swapping characters. Again, it's gonna be even more harmful a lot of times, but yeah. That's why even people, when you play meta as well, a lot of people would say, yeah, gotta play meta characters, but how much value it is adding compared to your performance. And for a lot of players on average, the reality is too that playing the good character or what you're comfortable with is gonna add more value compared to just playing meta character. Yeah, maybe meta character is gonna allow you to sneak extra percentages of value, and that's why I'd say I'm a top tier player. I solved all my fundamentals. I'm really good at my role and such. Then I can consider, well, what if I add extra percentages of value, just a little bit, 2-3 percentages, and then I start playing meta character as well. And this is nice, I think. Yeah, why not? That's why I see top tier. Yeah, sure, they play meta, but that's because they also solved most of their performance problems, So
Yeah.
that's how you can think about that. But yeah, this is a really important topic. I really want to address it first because this is gonna give you the biggest boost, to be honest.
Yeah. Regarding that, I think I'd like what I like what you mentioned, where I just focus on one role and
Mhm.
try to learn it as much. Also something I just experienced after we talked, like when you said I should play a couple of games and find the replay. It was my first time just hard locking. Usually when I enter a game, I wait for others to pick and then I just fill the role. And it was my first time, hard locking Psylocke. And then I noticed that other people would be the ones to switch off. So it was pretty good. And then
Exactly.
I
That's
noticed that
yeah. It's
they,
what I
they wouldn't.
experienced too. Yeah. Sorry.
And as long as I perform decently, I guess, like they wouldn't complain either. But I think that's something I need to learn as well. Like even if I'm not performing well, I should still stick to it.
Exactly. Exactly. You gotta really try to take something out of the game and do not treat like a lot of players, it's a common problem where they lose and then they think they play bad or they win. Well, they get encouraged, yes, they get motivated, but it's mostly based on your goal setting. If your goal is to win the game, then you're always going to have this sort of state of mind sometimes where you get motivated because of the wins and demotivated because of losses. So you rather focus on something more, just more always positive, what's gonna give you positive income no matter what. And it might be just, okay, I'm working on my timing of the engagement, so maybe I'm working on how do I take angles, and you can always do better those no matter if you win or lose. So I think this can be again towards effectively practicing for the long term, something you can think about as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and short term, I don't really mind like my rank, just in case you're interested. I don't mind, like losing or winning as long as I feel like I'm improving. So it goes with what you said as well on focusing with my role.
Perfect. Yeah, exactly. That's really good. Okay, let's see. There's anything else? Like I mentioned, yeah, playtime 1-2 hours per day is good, but make sure this is focused practice. So what we mentioned about the hero pool is going to be important. Your goal setting, such. We can also add and yeah, let's just specify then what kind of characters you wanna play in the long term. What kind of characters you would be playing potentially if you would pick around two
Uh,
characters at the moment.
if I could choose, because I, I to be honest, I chose Psylocke because I like her as a Marvel character, and I also like
Mhm.
Star Lord as a character.
Mhm.
Like my favorite one is Magneto, but I prefer yeah, if long term, I'd prefer playing DPS. But regarding gameplay, like if I didn't choose based on the character themselves, like I'd like characters who can kill supports pretty fast.
So Psylocke is a good fit, actually, it seems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like in, uh, but I don't know if it's good. The mentality that I feel like in my rank, it's the easiest way to make an impact. Because a lot of times people just butt heads and then shoot each other, get ultis, and then
Exactly. Exactly.
yeah.
People, like you
So if
said, they don't just go after maybe sometimes going after backline, maybe not taking angles and such. Yeah. So you're right.
yeah, so it's a bit hypocrite hypocrite of me because I feel like I often fall into that as well. Like just shooting tanks.
That's
I
okay.
guess like it's something I want to learn as well.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. We'll go with that too. Just what to shoot and when, and prioritize basics. I think. Okay, so we would lean towards Psylocke and Star-Lord. Again, you can think about that long term. I'm just gonna put it on the summary list because we want you to have some sort of training plan, right, for the future. So you have this
Yeah.
list and you just can look at it. What you gonna do for the long term? It's really nice.
Oh,
And
could I?
yep.
Sorry, if you don't mind, like, could I add the third, like magic, instead of, or if I had to choose
I mean,
between
of
two, I
course,
think I'd
it's
like.
it's your choice, and we're just saying, yeah, it's ideally, yeah. Again, you don't have to strictly follow, but I would say yes, two is gonna be enough realistically. But you can also add third, but be careful with your playtime. 1-2 hours might be a little bit overkill, I think. But it's
Yeah, I
you
think
can
I'd.
maybe just swap like one character to another if you want. Yeah.
Yeah, I think regarding that, maybe I'd like magic because I'd like to play a melee character sometimes. Or would you recommend having someone similar to Psylocke? I'm not sure. Like,
I recommend, okay, so for the long term, because we start in silver, for the long term, what might be good is your pool should consist one out of mobile character. Any sort of mobility is really good. Like Salak is pretty mobile, in my opinion. You can try to dive in the enemy backline pretty frequently. You have a lot of dash opportunity, dash and try to just do something. With Star-Lord, yes, you also have some ability, but it's different. He's more using more vertical space. Magic, yeah, all of those, it seems to me they more flankish oriented, but you can potentially add, let me think. So if I'm looking at the characters, so that would be something like for DPS, yeah, you got a lot of mobility with a lot of them. I'm thinking if you have some sort of long range character, maybe for the long term is nice. If you also have maybe some sort of short range, I'm thinking there's no exactly strictly I think, yeah, the one short range, something like Current Fist, maybe. But you can think, I think it's fine. If you have Salak, Starrot, Magic, yeah. I think something like that would be okay. Similar style, but at the same time, you can fit in more game scenarios, I think. Yeah, it should be fine. It just seems like we're missing on the long range damage with this pool. That's all. I would
I
think,
see.
yeah, but it's doable. Again, it's for the long term. I think once we're gonna climb higher, that's where you can consider maybe also having more a longer range oriented character. But for now, it can be just okay. And it's not like if you're gonna learn fundamentals of those characters and you will swap and maybe add another character later, it's not like you have to learn from scratch, just start at silver. No, a lot of the fundamentals they will transition towards the other characters too. So I like it. Salak, Starlord, or Magic, yeah, I think it's fine.
Yeah, I'm thinking just Psylocke magic as you recommended to have two,
Of
so
course.
that I yeah.
Yeah,
So I'll try those, I guess.
yeah,
Thank you.
let's try this. Yeah, let's try this. Again, you can always swap between maybe think you enjoy something else. It's okay. You can try to swap, but it's gonna be your learn-some decision. You can put those characters on the list and keep practicing. Okay, perfect. Playing on PC, you sometimes play in the stack. Solo queue is the best if possible. If you're trying to climb, I would say just for the improvement part as well. Can do Q is also okay, but solo Q is usually preferable. Okay, I think everything else makes sense. Do you have any questions before we start looking at your replay?
None. I think I've asked all, or if you've already answered
Perfect, perfect,
most
perfect,
of the ones.
perfect,
Yeah,
perfect.
the biggest one I'm not sure, which I guess you'll see as well in the replay is, yeah, I think you answered it a while ago. If I should
Mhm.
be holding down the left click
Yeah, you
while
shouldn't.
aiming, or
You
if I
should
should
click.
be
Yeah, you should click.
okay. I
So,
should
and
click whenever.
I think I'm also gonna share with you, since you mentioned that you're gonna play Psylocke Star-Lord for the Learn Sim. I wanna ask you, do you have any sort of warm-up you do before the game?
Oh, I don't. I just load in and
Okay,
press Q.
so what you can do is do this. This here, do match, or in the practice range, you can also shoot. Even bots to shoot are fine, but there's also, you can set up like a game mode, sort of where there are random bots moving. But the thing is about bots in general, when those are moving, is that they're not pushing you back. So of course there are also standing still targets, like in here, yeah. But thing is, bots are never shooting you back, so you want to be careful. You're just practicing in here. And I'm thinking you can, yeah, so you can maybe pretty much just shoot here a little bit if you like, but most of your time you can do it in do much. You can just practice and do much. What it does is you getting used to situations under pressure. So it's gonna be easy for you to just send the shots in the learn zone. You can adjust your crosshair faster. And yes, you will be practicing just purely pick the character and practicing clicking. So I don't want to hold the fire. It might seem like, yes, you have higher damage output and such, but I want to kind of hold and click, yeah? Kind of point and click. So here I maybe have something. And you can practice just simple mechanics. Maybe try to, for example, not move as much. Yeah, maybe don't use your dash at the start. But then later, you can start practicing with how you play around cover, how you use the dashes and such. But yeah, it's a good start, I think. Because they're real players, they're moving in a random way. You just practice in there, try to shoot, yeah? And of course, you're gonna miss a lot of your shots, but it's just at the start. And see, like for example, this Black Panther is really hard to hit, yeah, if they move just like that. But the more you play, the more you practice, these is gonna be for you to land the shots. Yeah, so I'm just can play in here and practice the aiming part.
I
Okay.
see. Yeah, I didn't know there was a practice mode
Yeah,
for Doom.
yeah, you
Thank you
can do.
for that.
Yeah,
I'll
it's
try it out sometime.
deathmatch, basically, kind of like regular deathmatch, like in any game. They have those lobbies, so do match, and I recommend do 10, 15 minutes before your game session because you're playing highly. Yeah, it's more mechanical characters. You can lean towards high end. 15 minutes is fine. Just before your game, you warm up your mechanics, and then you go and play. You don't need to even play quick play. You can just go in and play competitive right away because there's no such thing as try to warm up your game sense or positioning. You just go in and play. It's fine. If you want, you can play quick play with friends, obviously, but if just for the sake of improvement, you can play competitive more. It's fine.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah,
I'll definitely try that out.
yeah, perfect, perfect. Okay, any questions about the warm up or is it clear?
No, that's pretty good.
Nice,
I
perfect. Yeah, and I am gonna use the code. Let me see.
oh, I didn't send the code yet, but I
Oh,
could.
yeah, you can
Yeah, I
send it
wanted
now.
to ask as well because you mentioned sending a losing replay, but
If you got a
when
win, but it was a close one, it's fine too.
yeah, I think I have one, but in this one I switched to Moon Knight midway because it might be good because I switched to Moon Knight since
Hmm?
I felt like I didn't know what to do.
Yeah, and see, now your idea will be rather, if you don't know what to do, let's figure this out. Let's try to experiment. I highly suggest as well, especially the new game, try to experiment, see what works. There's no one exact answer. Do this with a character. Try to experiment. Have some tools, obviously, which can help you. Understanding fundamentals helps a lot, but once
I
you
see.
know those tools, you can experiment. And yeah, we can just figure out. We will gonna go over some fundamentals, and I think should be good. You switch to Moon Knight, but you play. So this is you, Leopard, or
No,
who?
sorry, I'm the Moon Knight
Oh,
on
okay.
top.
Do you? Oh, so you played Psylocke actually? Yeah. So we'll look at the. Let's look at the Psylocke part then.
Okay.
Yep.
I have
Perfect.
some other games before that. I'm guessing the first game wouldn't be good because it was literally the first time I used Psylocke. So
It's
so
up
I
to
was a
you.
bit lost.
It's
Yeah,
up
I
to
think this
you.
would be
Yeah.
decent because I remember switching off Psylocke because I was having like a hard time.
And see the amount of characters you play there. It's 4 characters swaps. It's already like a lot. 4 characters in one match. And of course there are other players like similar to you as well. But again, if you player A who's playing last characters, you climb faster. So something to keep an eye on. Yeah, we can look at this one. By the way, the stream quality is it good enough or
Yeah.
yeah, nice.
Uh
If it's gonna be lagging or anything, let me know.
oh,
Okay,
no problem.
so we gonna start with this. Okay, I just need to move a little bit and yeah. Okay, just let's get it. Take some time to load. Okay. Yeah, let's start with kind of basics, I think, and it's gonna be interesting to look at what your 2 things are because the Psylocke is pretty mobile character. It's gonna be important to see one what your position is, and second, how can you time pressure. So my question is, how do you position Psylocke usually? What are you looking to do?
Oh, currently at the start, to be honest, I'm not really sure if I should start off at an off angle. So
Mhm,
usually I just start with the team, and then
mhm.
when I feel like everyone's fighting, I try to find an off angle. But I'm not sure if I do it consistently. It's
Mm,
what I'm hoping to do, but I don't know if I'm able to do it.
yeah, yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. So yeah, I think this is something we can start with right away then. When you play more mobile character, if you have some sort of mobility, it's always valuable to try to take some sort of off angle. What it does is 2 things. First, you keep distracting an enemy team so they look in multiple directions. For example, let's say I took this high ground over there, or I took this side of the map while the rest of my team, they're playing main. Okay, what it does is it's gonna split the enemy attention, and if the enemy attention is split, then their resources are also gonna be split. And what it does as well, it allows you to get kills just from technical standpoint. Most of my team, if they attack from here, the enemies are gonna hide. Well, what do you think? Where are they gonna hide? If all the damage coming this way, where they might hide?
Oh,
Yeah.
behind the little wall.
Yeah, one of the walls, yes, maybe low wall over here, maybe this in the middle, something what can break, and maybe on the right side as well. But because we're taking an off angle, we're just able to shoot those guys who are heading as well. It's just fundamentals of a first-person shooter. We can try to punish anybody who is hiding from the pressure on the main. Okay, and that is something what you want to aim to do right at the start, actually, on Psylocke. Try to take an angle and stay on the angle. Try to just shoot the enemy from there, and this creates a lot of pressure. So see, instead of being where we've been right at the start in the main, you could be on the right side or you can be on the left side. Doesn't matter, to be honest, but you gotta take an angle and distract the enemy. Now you play like more of a stationary character, maybe something like Luna or maybe Namor. Yeah, if they're stationary, sure, they can lean towards the main more, but you have mobility, abuse the mobility. You can try to
I
move
see.
somewhere else. Yeah, exactly. So it's gonna be, I just kind of differentiate on 2 phases. Yeah, with setup, you need to take the position, you need to try to stay somewhere on the angle, and usually you do that by using your abilities. It's just investing, using one of your shift, probably dash, try to just get in, and later you can try to pressure the enemy from there, and you will pressure the backline actually too. So see, instead of shooting the tanks where we cannot execute them right away, we rather will be able to go on the backline too. Yeah, so this is actually more interesting. You see, you kind of take an angle there, yeah, and then you start attacking. Start attacking the Luna, and what it does is the enemy's attention diverting towards you, so the rest of your team can push. This looks so much better now. And see, you're actually gonna be able to get a kill. Nice. Perfect. The only one mechanical thing, though, you can try to do, yeah, exactly what you tried to do to Punisher. You need to try to shoot and use your right click after. So it's mouse 1, right click, and then mouse 1 again for the high burst combo. I think right there, something we could do on the Luna Snow. Actually, well, you had it on cooldown. Wait, let me see what we did for it. Yeah, so, oh, you actually try to use it, yeah. So, it can just be more accurate in this way, yeah. In this case, you
I
can
see.
try
Yeah.
to start. I think, ideally, you can peek out, shoot, and then you don't have to exactly commit too hard. It's fine, we can just play cover. That is something we can talk about more later, but I think this range is decent enough. You have a good angle, though. That's nice. Okay. Now, going after Punisher. Yeah. Missing the combo, but intention is good. Intention is good, and that's how you gonna get better, right? Now, what do you think about this one? So we keep distracting, and this is an angle, but something is missing. Maybe it's something what could help you
High
to
ground.
just get while high ground. Sure, maybe we can take the high ground. Why all the attention of the enemy team goes to you? Why is that the case?
Oh, because my team isn't there at main. I
So
don't know. I was
yeah,
just guessing.
yeah, seems like, yeah, but the first look, yeah. What your team is doing? What your team is doing currently? Where they are?
Oh, they're regrouping.
They're regrouping, yeah. Hawk is jumping out. There are also other guys kind of behind the wall there. Okay, and all the attention goes to you. All the attention. You start absorbing a lot of damage. And if you look at your team, who should absorb initial pressure usually on your team?
The tank.
The tank, yeah. So we simply need to look at them a little bit more. When your tank is in, we can try to apply pressure. If your tank is out, then you go out as well. And see, this is what exactly happens. If the Hulk is out, then you can try to play more defensive. And this is going to be your second fundamental rule. When you're trying to be on those angles, it can be pretty easy for you to stay alive this way.
I see. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. But it's really
That's
good.
really helpful for me.
Yeah, I think with how you stay in the angle, I really like it though. You playing around the HP packs and such, and it's just keep an eye on your tank and such, should be okay. So the timing here seems good to me, yeah. Or the pressure in the backline maybe gets slightly closer though. I think if possible, it's even could be better to try to go towards more deeper angles. Your idea on Psylocke can be when you're trying to set up, let's say, because you're trying to take an angle, you're trying to just take that off angle away, yeah, from your team. It's gonna be more 90 to 180 angle. So what does it mean is if my team goes from here, the main right there, and I'm on the right side, then this is kind of perpendicular angle which you're forming with your team. So you have this perpendicular, you pressure from here, and the rest of your team pressures from there. And if possible, because you have more mobility, you can even lean towards 180. So 180 is I'm going in a bag this way when my team is pressuring here. Imagine if I'm sitting there, how much you can do and how much you can distract. And you have all the escapes too. You have the invisible, you have the dashes, and just trying to pressure from those 180 positions more. Does it make sense?
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. Thank you.
Perfect, yeah. So we're trying to lean towards those 180 angles a little bit more, if possible. Yeah, let's just call those. And of course, maybe sometimes not possible, then let's try to play 90. So see, kind of just walking, you start walking from the angle, you would do the same, maybe, but even more, walk in the backline, but do it from the angle first, I think, would be even more valuable. So you don't force yourself to just go from main and receive a lot of pressure. Well, it's fine still, you guys we've got the enemy now pushing the Stargers, it's good, we've got the Venom. Now the enemy is resetting, and this is the time for you to set up again. You can go towards more 180 angle. Okay, yeah, getting another Starger, perfect. Now, the fight is over. How do you think you could set up here? What do you think would be a good option if we're trying to take that 180 angle and such? Where could you be?
180 angle, I think, would be to the left or to the right,
Yeah.
like, and then
Mm-hmm.
peeking through beside the door
Yeah, kind of.
to
Your
see where they're
team.
coming from.
Yeah, exactly. Depending on where they come from, I think as well. Yeah, maybe if you're not sure where they're coming from, you can kind of choose this position somewhere where you have multiple solutions on what to do. For example, I can sit and because you don't want to be noticed, yeah, you don't want to be noticed, and you want to sit around the areas where the enemy is gonna come from, where your team can attack. I think mm, might be okay to just, let's say I'm holding the corner. I'm not too sure about this one, but it can actually work. Maybe like I can try to hide around there, or maybe I can try to hide just on the stairs if my team's pushing the right side. Then it's possible to hide on the balcony over here. I think the camera is a little bit broken, slow, but yeah, it's fine. So we can just sit somewhere where it's also sneaky, another rule for you to set up. So you not get pre-poked before the fight unnecessarily. It's a good kill. You're really good at 1v1ing though. Let me see, did you hit the right click as well? Yeah, I think you can just start with right click earlier if possible. So it's kind of shoot, yeah? Your combo is shoot, right click, and then shoot. And being sneaky, by the way, imagine I'm sitting in a corner somewhere and the enemies, they don't know I exist and I'm on 180 angle. Maybe just imagine if this girl, they come out here, okay? And I'm sitting inside this room hiding, okay? How much easier it's gonna be for you to aim if she don't know that you exist? Imagine. And just
Yeah.
in theory. Yeah, just in theory. And that's why I'm think game sense and positioning can help you a lot. A sneaky position, and then you're gonna go
Yeah,
for mouse one,
from
right click, and mouse one again. Yeah. Any questions?
no, that was great. Like, instead of taking a risk here and almost dying, it would have been like an easier kill. Like,
Yeah,
as you mentioned, if I was at the 180.
yeah, potentially. It's let's say this is just here because here they kind of regrouping, so I think it's fine. It's fine duel. I'm just kind of thinking about the theory if the real fight starts and then we have this opportunity to 180 angle. It's even better. Yeah, always nice. Here it's well they're walking in. They had some members down already, so well you kill them probably anyway. So yeah, this one I like it. Okay, so you walk in. Yeah, they kind of hear you though, so there's only downside. Yeah, they hear you, and the rest of your team they're not able to, I think, do much here. But I like the confidence of how you're trying to walk in there, and because you have your escapes, you can just do something, just try to stay alive on the angle. We just want to time it a little bit better. Maybe instead of walking in, you can confirm first of all, okay, what my team is doing, guys. Okay, so they're over here, so that means I'm not walking in this area, but what area? What area you could be thinking about being sneaky and just trying to fight? Yeah, so it's not the left one, right? So you see, where
I
should you be
see. Yeah,
fighting?
at the right.
At the right side,
I
yeah.
wait for them to engage and then go
Exactly.
90 degrees.
Yeah, just slightly more waiting. Is it possible for you to get up there? Well, actually, yes. Might do that as well. There might be another way of playing. We can try to sneak. The enemy goes in. They commit towards my space where my team is fighting. Again, simply looking at the tank. I think this can give you confirmation just what my tank is doing. You know that they're exactly engaging. And then you start applying pressure. And then you start going after their backline. I think really nice. Yeah, all those fundamental rules can help you a lot. No, it's good. Good angle. Just a bit too early. I like
Yeah,
the
I
angle.
see.
Yeah.
Ah,
Okay. Ultimate is really decent though. You see, that gonna force out you a lot. Your tank is a little bit on the passive side though. Maybe you can just do it a second, 2 seconds later, so they walk even more, and then do something. But because you didn't have any escapes, I think it's another reason why we did the ultimate. So it makes sense. But
yeah.
yeah. Ultimate is good enough. Of course, can be better, but good enough. Something what could help is before your good setup, maybe it would be more bursty. I kind of engage first from 180 and then follow up with the ultimate. It would be crazy. But you did force out Luna ultimate. It's good. Okay,
Yeah.
now,
I think it was a panic on my side. Like,
yeah,
I felt like I was gonna die
yeah,
if I didn't.
yeah. So see, you can also be intentional about it. The kind of like, okay, how do I just stay on the angles and make sure I apply consistent pressure? See, when you did that, by the way, when you did that ultimate, what your next play should be, how should you set up, what your angle should be looking like. You kind of start walking towards your team this way, kind of go, 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 yeah, this way, okay, but what do you think? Where could you be?
Oh,
So once the ultimate is ended, what do you think? Well, maybe eventually you can kind of walk towards here, but I'm thinking what position you will be leaning towards on this map.
oh, from what we learned right now, I'd personally like to shift up into the left side
Possibly,
or
yeah.
down. Yeah.
Exactly. That's what it can look for, I think, yeah. And it's gonna be, I don't know, not a small thing for you to look for with this setup is try to maintain the angle rather than just try to go towards your team. Okay, now let's keep watching. Gonna talk about that more if we wanna. We'll do more sessions. Definitely doable. There are a lot of concepts to learn. I just want to make sure that you practice step by step. You start with some fundamentals first, such as setup and fighting next, and later we can talk about the other stuff too. It's okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, taking one-on-one
I
duel is
feel like
decent. Oh yeah.
yeah, I feel like a lot of I still don't know a lot of the basics, like the 90 degrees, 180 degrees. So I'm good with learning the basics first.
Of course, yeah. Of course. Let's start with those, and later we can follow up and see how the progress is, and it's gonna be great. Right. Okay.
Regarding this also, I don't know
Mhm.
if I should be shooting the walls often.
Well, this one depends. I would just say if there is nothing else for you to do, if the wall is doing anything meaningful. Okay, why the wall can be meaningful is it's just blocking active damage from what your teammates where they that they can do something like high burst damage, or maybe it's not allowing to use some of the cooldowns ultimates. But I would simplify. Can my angle be active? Yeah. Can my teammates be active on the angle? Can they do a lot? If yes, then let's shoot the wall. If not, then let's not shoot the wall. And you look at it now. Do you need to shoot the wall in this case then?
No.
No. Yeah. So because nobody actually is even bothered with the wall. It's fine. In reality, this wall does nothing. So this is wasted. This wall is wasted by the group too. Okay. By the way,
I think
this one,
I went.
it's interesting, yeah, because we went on a point. What was that based on? You kind of stayed, yeah. You got this squirrel girl, and then you keep shooting, But why do you exactly walk in? Why do you? Yeah, what
Uh,
was your reason there?
I'm not sure. I think I'm just autopiloting.
What your
Like I
next
see
play
them
should
turned
be?
around.
Yeah, what your next play
I
should be
think
then?
it would have been better to get the health back.
Yeah, stuff like that. Yeah, so it's just kind of maintaining the angle. I think it's a lot of times about how you use your HP packs. And another thing can also be when you're doing those is just go towards an angle again. Yeah, repeat. So it's setup, fight, setup, fight. Yeah, setup and time
I see.
pressure. Yeah,
Yeah.
always,
Yeah.
always,
Be
yeah,
the most
always.
annoying I can.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I would simplify all our things we mentioned so far. It's gonna be really, really
Yeah.
good.
Also,
Mhm.
I noticed from watching this, the Lunas ulted when I went in, so it was useless also.
Yeah, it's another thing. But I don't think it's the most important. You will notice later there are multiple layers as well. It's just to me, I think it's more important that you recognize more fundamental layers first, and then later we can also dive into more advanced stuff. Because here it could be making sense to walk in as well if you have full HP and if you also just shooting is fine. Yeah, maybe you don't walk in, but shooting is fine, even though there isn't Luna Snow Ultimate, because you can farm all charge, for example. Yeah, so it's fine. But it's another layer. It's another layer of thinking. Because there
Yeah.
are multiple things. But you gotta fix fundamentals first. So it's just based on that. You don't need to walk. Yeah, it was actually not the best decision right now. Okay.
Yeah.
And we reset. Start walking.
I,
Yeah, that's why we swapped to magic. Do you have any other timestamps where you play Psylocke? Or maybe any
oh, I think I didn't play her that game anymore.
That's okay. We
I
can look at
could.
another one real quick. Yeah,
Okay.
you find it.
Uh, is there a way to like view my history? Because my
Oh,
rivals is a bit slow to load
yeah,
up.
yeah. Actually, you should be if you go on your. I just go back.
Oh,
So I
sorry. I meant like if we weren't friends in game, would it be still possible?
to view. Oh, just by myself. Oh no. Well, I cannot view your history, but you can view yours and just send me the ID.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, of course, it's yeah, I think that's the best way. You can just kind of look and see. You know what you can do for the future as well? I'm gonna send you the doc where you can just save your replays and make some notes. For example, here in the doc, I can say, well, this game I played good Psylocke and I try to implement those 90, 180 angles and such, and we're just gonna go through and see how that worked for you. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be great.
Yeah, and you can just leave some notes. It's gonna be easier because you're gonna practice those 1, 2 characters as well. Yeah. So
Yeah.
you
Also,
don't.
is that
Mhm.
sorry? Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm just wanted to ask. So you don't have any other Psylocke game, or
Oh, I do. I do. It's just that I loaded up Marvel Rivals again.
oh, it's so
And
good.
for some reason, every time I load it up, it has to compile shaders. I don't know
Oh yeah, I think
if that's normal.
you can. I think you should try to. Well, reinstalling obviously might fix that, but if not, I can find some guide for you. Just hit me up. I think
Oh,
there have
no
been
problem.
some players. Yeah, some players they had that problem too. I remember. I recall something like that. But the.
Uh,
Mhm. Yeah,
Here
any.
I have another. Oh, it's the same. I went Psylocke and Moon Knight.
Oh, it's
I
okay.
think I default to Moon Knight whenever I
Yes.
feel like I'm not doing okay.
So see, you can be more deliberate. So it's not just I'm not doing okay. Let's go this character. It can be rather I'm well, let's say I'm playing that character and you're not finding value based on the map and comp you play against and yeah, the comp you play with as well, then you can swap. And that is another type of thinking, yeah? So we just more in control of the situation, something we can talk about later as well. Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
adapting characters. Yeah, adapting characters, what it's based on. It's really, again, similar stories to Overwatch. A lot of people they swap, well, they don't do well in this, okay, they go another character, but in reality they have really good situation to play the character, they just maybe sometimes don't know exactly what they can do with their abilities, so their cooldowns, and also maybe they swap but they're not swapping to the right character based on the big picture, so this is quite important skill too. Hey,
Yeah, it's something I want to kind of. It's a bad habit I kind of want to
that's okay, for now we can
remove
just.
as well.
Yeah, if possible, you can just play the character and see if you're doing the ideas right. Okay. Okay, so we got this, and let's see. So far, yes, setup, time the pressure. Let's watch. Let's watch. This one is gonna be just another example. We can just review again through the lens of what we went over. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're gonna have any other specific questions, though, feel free to ask. Okay, let's take it some time to load. Okay, now it's good. You guys are on defense, so this one is interesting. How do you think you should set up now, right away? Where should you be?
Well, if I could change, I'd go to the right side.
Yep.
I noticed later on there's a small room where I can
Mm-hmm.
kind of peek around.
Exactly, exactly. And there's also
We're on
HP
the
pack.
roof.
Yeah, exactly. I think the roof and general, that right side there is really good. There's also HP pack behind the building over there. That's something you can use. Remember, we're talking about maintaining angles. You will go back and take the HP pack that allows you to just have this bottom up control. But now you're sitting behind your more stationary members like Penny, for example. It's not ideal. All the damage, there's another layer as well. All the damage is gonna come in, a lot of damage is gonna come in towards your tanks, and they're designed to block the damage. And if you stay with them, then you might get unnecessarily poked too. So then you don't want
Yeah, I
that on the
see.
character, on the Psylocke.
Oh, also, would you recommend like playing around practice mode and learning all the health packs,
Honestly, I would
locations?
just recommend playing the game. And you implement the ideas, and you learn where HP packs to implementing the ideas. So if it's inevitable, then you're gonna find HP pack if you're always trying to search for an 80 angle. For example, here I am trying to think, where's that 180 angle can be? Okay, where? Okay, and here I can find maybe something like here. Yeah, there's HP pack right there, and it's because you've been doing this 180. You kind of discover the map, you see what's going on over just everywhere, and you can find those. Of course, if you want to do it briefly, you're not sure, well, that map you played, you kind of was not able to find HP packs. Well, let's try to just find that on the map real quick. But I would not overdo it. I would never do this type of stuff where you watch some sort of guide where all the HP packs are. It's just not needed, and in reality, you will not remember. So, and you will not able to practice that effectively. It's fine.
Yeah, that makes sense. Thank
Yeah,
you. Thank you.
yeah, exactly.
Also, I think here we heard the portal.
Yeah, they're doing the TP. Okay. So you kind of sort of gonna form the angle because of it. It seems. Not sure. The portal is weird. They should have. If they do it, then they should be on top or so. Oh, they're stuck on low ground now. Okay, let me see. So this one, we actually ended up at the good 180 angle, and here just need to follow up on the damage on the Mattis, it seems. Just more, again, shoot, right click, shoot, and we'll be fine. Clicking the shot, yeah, like we said. Now you need to set up again, if possible, again, invest your time into getting the position. So we'll be leaning towards, from here, maybe go all to the left side and try to take that angle, or yeah, stuff like go all the right side. There's an exception from the rule, though. If you realize that you have a big advantage pushing staggers or got a lot of numbers, then, well, sure, you can push to the main. It's fine. Like in this case, you will see you got Doctor Strange, 2 members are down. It's okay-ish, in my opinion, to start pushing the main more. So kind of doing that here. It's alright. But mostly, we just always set up and fight, set up and fight. Yeah, now you get into staggers. Clearly, you can do anything with the angles. You don't need the setup anymore. But now the fight's gonna be over, and you need to set up again. Go right side, or maybe sneak around. Yeah, I think the right side is good. You might sneak around the left corner, but it's not the best in my opinion. There's no HP pack to hold around too. Alright. Okay, got Jeff. Pushing the right side. Can try to 1v1 around the HP packs. Yeah, breaking the Ankh. Sure. And then sitting here. Okay, so see, this shooting. Okay, angle is good, but what are we missing? What am I missing now?
Oh, patience a bit.
Patience?
I
But
wait for
what
the
is that
tank.
about? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you just need let them walk and slide them more. I think you're good at fighting isolated targets whenever as a Psylocke, but if you're fighting multiple members where those guys can be peeled now and you will be pushed out, it's not as good. We need to always create that sort of crossfire. Those guys are attacking, your tank is kind of more active, everybody's more active, and then you can start attacking as well.
Yeah, I see.
So that would be probably you hold the wall, let them in, peek left, have the HP back. Might also peek right, but yeah, it's just kind of like now-ish. Yeah, it's fine. Cover is important too, of course. We can try to maintain it. If we get him pushed, we have an escape. Yeah, it's fine. Maybe no need to use second dash, but it's alright. Okay, we maintain the angle over here, going the right side, using corners. Yeah, I really like this for the most part. The good angle. Let's watch. Yeah, good ultimate overall. Just forcing out the Mantis ultimate as well. Again, really nice. All the defensive. If we're being more proactive, I like the proactivity results for sure. Like so far. I remember you mentioned the first one was kind of panic in the previous game, but anyway,
Yeah.
if the reasoning is proactive, then it's good. Potentially. Hey. Now dodge the chaff ult, sitting in the soft side. So this seems like a nice angle. I would just try to also watch the follow-up a little bit more, so when you're shooting the tanks, it's fine if there's nothing else to shoot, but if possible, I'm also trying to search, okay, if there's any follow-up. Yeah, remember, you on the angle to just try to attack the backline too. So if possible, if I know there's a follow-up, see this Moon Knight, for example, it's more important to shoot kind of at the start. You can try to kill them, and later you realize, well, maybe the tank is starting to be low, then yeah, sure, you can try to kill them. But tanks, they have a lot of defensive abilities, so keep that in mind. They're not gonna die right away a lot of times. They're getting support from the follow-up too, so it's really nice if you can shoot that as much as possible. Pushing the DPS out, pushing their supports out. Okay. Yeah, Rita seems that when you on the angle and you also add some additional verticality, it's gonna be nice. I think, if possible, if the map allows you, of course. Okay, here being sneaky, Jeff is alone. You can shoot him, but don't overcommit because we cannot just fire the multiple people without your team. Okay, now starting here. Okay, waiting. I like this one. So see, this is where you can find those small opportunities. This guy's isolated. I can fight him. Try to kill him, and you actually execute the combo because he's distracted too. See how he's moving. He's just a de-strafing against this left angle here, and that's what you want with the patience. You being sneaky, remember what we're talking about before, yeah? You being sneaky, and then shooting that target, because they don't know. You kind of shoot, right-click, and shoot. It just does so much. Yeah, dash to finish them is nice. And then you stay on verticality. What do you think you should do next after you got a kill? What's the play here?
If I think I'm in a good spot to have a 180 based on what you said.
Yeah. So what's the play here? You want 180? So what should we do?
So I wait for the tanks to engage again.
Yeah. Or
and then I try to find an opportunity.
yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
high ground, the
Yeah.
roof.
Yeah. You can maybe even take a better one if you want. Sure. Maybe while if the enemy team is not doing much. But remember, you can have this exception. You can fight isolated targets whenever. Yeah, so fight isolated. If maybe somebody goes, let's say Mantis is chasing me, or maybe there's gonna be Psylocke chasing me. They try to go on the angle. Sure, fight them. But now we fight multiple. Not the ideal time. And now you're forced to click the cooldowns and try to escape. Imagine how much value we can also do if we just keep playing there, I think.
Yeah, it makes sense. Oh, sorry.
Oh.
While I remember it, but sometimes when I press the invis, I get popped out of invis. Is it because I get hit?
Yeah, if you get hit, I believe yes. Yeah, because physically you're in the game still. Yeah, so if the shots are going through, then yeah.
I see.
This is nice. Okay, like proactivity again. Okay, now
Yeah,
watch the
also-
follow-up. Yep.
During these times, I'm not sure if I should, try to bait out the Mantis ult first. At this point, I was thinking I got my ult pretty fast. Maybe she doesn't have it yet, but
Mhm.
I don't know if it would be better if I wait for them to use it first. Or is it good
the
that I
thing
use
is,
my ult?
if you wait, but are they gonna use it actually? Are they gonna do that?
Oh no, they won't unless
Maybe
a
they
lot of
will,
us
maybe they're
pressure.
not. Yeah, because the thing is, you can control them. You don't exactly know, right? But the thing is, what can you do to force them to use the ultimate? If you know they have Mantis ultimate, what you could be doing here with your pressure?
Oh, trying to kill the Mantis.
Yeah, just shoot the Mantis. And that might be the one. Yeah, just shoot the Mantis. Try to go for the combos. Your shoot right click, a simple one, and shoot. And maybe follow up with the dash, maybe you kill them and then do the ultimate. Or you force the ultimate with just normal pressure, good. You can use the ultimate later. But it's not bad of a thing to also force their ultimate with your ultimate. It's just, I would advise to try to force something big with your smaller stuff, with smaller cooldowns. It's always nice. Yeah, if I'm just shooting, just using cooldowns, and they use an ultimate, that's bigger. That's really big. But after, maybe you recognize they, for whatever reason, maybe they get a lot of pill. Maybe there's a lot of defensive resources being used on them, and they just surviving. Well, we can follow up with our ultimate later. It's completely fine. But first, you're shooting, shouldn't be on Star-Lord. Shoot the Mantis. In this case, you know, there's a defensive ultimate. Shoot that, sure. That's what could be different. You still got a kill though. Was pretty good ultimate. Yeah, you can just polish that. Of course, you can always do better at some of this stuff. Okay. Now let's watch one more fight, maybe. Okay, so we got this Punisher ultimate. Yeah, they start pushing. The left side's slightly more uncomfortable. Got Doctor Strange. Okay, start taking space. Yeah, I think just need more clear angle on that backline, so it's more frequent pressure with more burst. It seems just not as comfortable with this one. Yeah, I think the right
Yeah,
side really works so much better. The buildings and such, if you can, if possible, stay there. There are also HP packs to help you out. If you're trying to rotate towards your spawn, usually not the best location to, just because it's just where your team is gonna come from as well, and you will end up in the front line again. Okay. Yeah, any questions maybe about what's
Uh,
been mentioned today? Maybe anything in specific, general questions too? Yeah.
no, I think you've answered all of them, and I really like that the 90-degree, 100-degree one, and waiting for
Yeah.
tanks. It at least gives me something.
Yes.
Because I mentioned a while ago,
Mhm.
often in games, I'm pretty lost and I don't know what to do. So at least now I can think of, yeah, whenever there's nothing to think of those two, and at least have a mini objective in my mind. So that was really, those were really helpful for me.
Nice, nice. Yeah, so we would summarize. You already mentioned taking 90 to 180 angle, lean towards 180. I'm just gonna actually write down, let's do 180 as much as possible. If not possible, then 90. Okay, that's how we can take it. Now, time pressure with your tank. It's another thing. What's the exception from the rule? When you can fight whenever?
Oh, when we're ahead, you
Yeah,
mentioned.
yeah, it's kind of you ahead. It's can be that. You also fighting isolator target. That's pretty much it. Okay. Or have big advantage. It's nice. Another thing, just specifically, don't hesitate to use shift to set up on the angle. You can do that. And being sneaky is really nice. I think it's a nice addition. Okay. I think the next time, what we can do with you, let me see. I'm just gonna open up the document and